But one other thing I really want to point out, because people ask me about this all the time, is how we handle loss in the nursing home. Loss is a part of life all the time there. Actually, I think only 2 people in that video are still living. And so seeing that was 3 years ago. So that is pretty bittersweet, for me to see that. The thing about loss is it can happen at any time. It can be small. It can be big. You never know. And none of us are equipped to deal with it. None of us. Every time I feel lost, I can lose my shoe and be real upset. Where is it at? I paid $20 for that. That can ruin my day. So if you imagine how losing someone that you love, someone that is a part of your life, that molded your mental models, that impacted you, that brought you cookies, that cared for you when you were sick, that's psychological impact that I think many of us don't understand and we don't manage in the right way. For me, I'm totally scared of death, right? Because I lost a lot, when I was younger and continued to lose into my adult life, and I never knew how to manage it. But I get to give my kids this gift of knowing how to manage loss. And so we start out. It's conscious discipline that does it for me. People ask me when I get interviews, when parents want to get their kids in the program, they ask how we handle it. I say, we talk about our feelings. We talk about what it looks like and what it feels like when you feel sad. And once we know that, we can start to handle loss and we can reflect on what we've already learned. And I can say things like, remember when you lost your teddy bear, or remember when you were disappointed at a time and how that felt and what your body looked like. Right now, we lost someone, and I use the right words. I don't say passed away, I say died. They died because I get into these really little loops in my brain, what if I say the wrong word and they think something different, So I try to be really clear about what happened. I don't get into anything religious, that is not my place. A lot of students will say, and then they go to heaven, and I will say, some people do think that, and that brings them comfort, and that feels good to have comfort. And here's what brings me comfort. I will loop it back into how I manage my feelings. And so we talk about how you're going to be sad for a while when you lose something that you won't get back. But then sometimes you'll think of that person and you'll be happy. And it will feel good. And you will remember what they brought to your life. And you will remember that they aren't hurting anymore. And you will be happy for that person, that they are feeling good now, that they don't have to be in pain. And that we can carry sad around with us all the time, just like we do when we're sad about that. We can carry happy with us. We can carry angry with us. But we also know what to do when we're sad. And so it really gives us the opportunity to talk about managing that feeling. And we do have rituals. We get together in a big circle. We kind of have our own little memorial, and we sign a card for the family and draw pictures, and we send it to their family who doesn't, maybe lives near or far, to give the kids some closure too. And we put up pictures of those people in our classroom, and we wish them well, and we honor them, right? These systems through conscious discipline are in place for us to manage that. And one of my students' moms reported back to me that she came home one day and said, well, just wanted you to know. I just wanted you to know that Grandma Joe died. And her mom was like, oh my God, this is the first time we've had to deal with this. Oh no, what happened? Are you okay? Swooping in, as we do when someone loses someone they love. And she said, I'm sad, but I'm also happy to remember when we read together and we played together on the playground. And I know now that Grandma Joe isn't hurting anymore. And then she was able to move on with her day, right? And I think, man, she might not totally get it yet, but if I could deal with grief the way that I'm teaching my children to do it, how much better off would I be? And so that's another gift, right? That's another way that this kind of thing is healing. Loss is a part of life. It's really hard, one of the hardest things that we do as humans. But we can get through it, and we can get through it by teaching our kids to regulate their emotions.